Hello everyone, welcome to the next section of the Forex Beginners course, which is Pip Calculation for GPY pairs and gold. I want to believe that all I've explained in the previous sections are well understood and well assimilated. But before I go on with the Pip calculation for GPY pairs and gold, I want to buttress some points I made in the earlier sections. So this is EUR/USD and USD JPY. So to explain some terms practically for you to see, you can see in this pair, which is EUR/USD, from this previous bottom to this bottom, you can see there is a sharp reversal now. So it means we are now trending upward. This is a trending market, and it can also be called a bullish market, which means a market that is buying. And like I've said before, buying means a market that is going upward to long. So if you are longing, it means you are buying. So in this market, there are every presence of bulls in the market. So that is why it is a bullish market because it is trending upward, it is going upward, it is buying. I hope you are getting it. Now let me make another example of USD JPY. You can see from this top, yeah, this previous top, you can see that it is after it got there, there's a sharp reversal also, which means it is trending downward. It is coming downward. It is the bearish market. It means there's every presence of peers in USD JPY pairs. So they are currently selling the pair and it is trending downward. It is shorting, which means to sell. So I hope you understand it now. I just thought to share it with you on the chart for you to have a clearer understanding of it. So that is it. Now let's go back to our topic for this section. So PIP calculation for JPY and gold pairs. You'll notice that in the previous section, I said most forex pairs are calculated from the fourth decimal place, but except some pairs like JPY pairs and gold. For example, JPY pairs, it is calculated from the second decimal place digit, while for gold, it is calculated from the first decimal place digit. So let's see some examples. For USD JPY. USD JPY, the current market price is 132.21. Like I've said before, you have to ignore the superscripts here because it is called a pipette or micro pip, and we normally ignore it. So USD JPY, the current price is 132.21. What you also notice here is that it has just two numbers after the decimal point, while in the previous examples they have four numbers after the decimal uh, point. So and in the previous ones, like I've said, they are calculated from the fourth decimal place digits, while for USD JPY and JPY pairs in general, they are calculated from the second decimal place digit. So, like I've said here also, for JPY pairs, e.g. USD JPY, the PIP calculation starts from the second decimal place digit. If you notice, it is not up to four decimal places like others we saw earlier. So, from this image, it is currently at 132.21. The current market price is 132.21. From that value, if it makes a movement of 2 pips, the new value will become 132.23. How did we get this? We added 2 to the second decimal place number, which is 1, and it increased to 3. That's how we got 132.23. Let me explain again. You can see the current market price is at 132.21. So if it makes a movement of 2 pips, then we are going to add that 2 to the second decimal place digit, like I've said earlier, because for JPYPS, their pip calculation starts from the second decimal place digit. So here, the second decimal place digit is 1. So if we add the 2 pip, which the PM moved to the 1, then it will give you 2 plus 1, which is 3. So the new value will become 132.23 after it makes a 2 pip movement. Let me say it again for clarity. The current market price is at 132.21. So it makes a movement of 2 pips. So that 2 pips, we are going to add it to the second decimal place digit, which is 1, then it becomes 132.23. I hope you get it now. So using the long but more appropriate method, it is not just long for any reason. It is long for a reason because it is the more appropriate method. You can use the short method, but you have to know the long method also. So for the long method, you should take note that for JPYPS, 1 pip is 0.01 and no longer 0.0001, like I've said earlier. In the previous examples, the standard for 1 pip move is 0.0001. But now for GPYPS, I told you we start calculating them from the second decimal place digit. So the standard for 1 pip move for GPYPS is 0.01. So from the example in the previous slide, we said it moves the current price is 132.21. So if it makes a 2 pip movement, then 0.01, which is the standard value, we are going to multiply it by the 2, which is the number of pip moved. Then it will give us 0.02. Now we add the 0.02 to the original figure, and it will become 132.21 plus 0.02, then it will become 132.23. I hope you get it now. You can see it is very, very easy. Let me recap. If we are going to use the long method, JPYPS, their standard value for 1 pip movement is 0.01. So in the example, they said it moves 2 pips. So since the current market price is 132.21, let me show you again. 132.21 is the current market price. And they said it makes a movement of 2 pips. So 2 pips multiplied by 0.01, which is the standard value for each pip movement. Then it will give us 0.02. So if we add 0.02 to the original figure, it will become 132.21 plus 0.02, then it will give us 132.23. I hope you get this now. So assuming USDJPY made a move of 10 pips from that same value of 132.21, which is the previous example I showed you. So how are we going to calculate it? I already told you the standard value is 0.01. So since it made a movement of 10 pips, then we are going to multiply the 10 by 0.01, then it will give us 0.1. So if you add the 0.1 to the current market price, which is 132.21 plus 0.1, then it will give us 132.31. Let me recap. This is the current value of USDJPY, 132.21. Now they are saying it's made a movement of 10 pips. So 0.01 is the standard value for 1 pip movement. So it made 10 pips. Then it means it's made a movement of 10 times 0.01. So it gives us 0.1. Then you add 0.1 to the original value. It means 0.1 plus 132.21. Then it gives us 132.31. This means that if 132.21 makes a 10 pip movement, then it becomes 132.31. It is that simple. Now let's move to gold calculation, gold pip calculation. For most brokers, some of them will write it as gold, but mostly you'll be seeing it as XAUUSD. So XAUUSD here, its current market price is at 1811.08. That is the present value for gold. 1811.08. I told you earlier that for gold, the pip calculation starts from the first decimal place. So how are we going to calculate it for XAUUSD? So from the gold pair in the previous slide, the price is currently at 1811.08. So if it makes a move of 2 pips, the new value will become 1811.28. How did we get this? We added 2 to the first decimal place, which is 0 here. Then it become 1811.28. You know, I told you for gold here, the Pip calculation start from the first decimal place. So since it's made a movement of 2 pip, then we are going to add 2 to the first decimal place, which is 0. Then 1811.08 becomes 1811.28. To make it clear for you, for other pairs like EUR-USD, GBP-USD, AUD CAD, CHF, and the likes, most of them they have their peak movement start from the fourth decimal place. But for JPY pairs, their peak movement start from the second decimal place. But for gold, the peak movement start from the first decimal place. I hope you get it now. Now let's go to the long but accurate method for gold. So for gold pair, if it makes for gold, one pip move is 0.1. You know, for other pairs, I told you it is 0.0001. For JPY pair, it is 0.01. Now for gold, it is 0.1. So since the gold pair move make a movement of 2 pip, then 0.1, which is the standard value, multiplied by 2, it gives us 0.2. So if you add this 0.2 to the original value, which is 1811.08, let me show you so you remember. So XAUUSD here, 1811.08. So if you add it, it becomes 1811.08 plus 0.2. It gives us 1811.28. That is all for gold peep movement. So you can go ahead, check for gold, go to JPY pairs and go to other normal pairs also, pick them, and then give yourself a task of calculating their pip movements. You can pick a 10 pip movement, 30 pip movement. You can even go as far as 50 pip movement and then calculate it for them. So that is how you calculate it. Now, concept of bid and ask price is the next thing we are going to talk about now. Concept of bid and ask price. What is bid price? This is the price that buyers, mostly dealers and brokers, are willing to buy. Ask price. This is the price that sellers, mostly dealers and brokers, are willing to sell. You are going to understand this better. Just stick with me. Like I've said again, bid price is the price that buyers are willing to buy. Ask price is the price that sellers are willing to sell. For example, EUR GBP here, 0.8574 is the bid price. 0.8575 is the ask price. Mostly you will see that ask price is usually higher than the bid price. You get to know why very, very soon. So from the image in the previous slide, 0.8574 is the bid price, which is the buying price, which is the buyers that brokers are willing to buy from you. And the ask price is 0.8575. So let's use a practical example. If you receive $10,000 from a friend abroad, you walk into a bank to exchange it. Bank tells you that the latest CBN rate is 400 naira. So they would give you 4 million naira in exchange of the $10,000 your friend sent to you. If you walk into the same bank the next day because you have an emergency and you need to travel abroad and you are requesting for the same $10,000, they might tell you the bank rate is 420 naira to exchange with the dollar. So you now have to pay 4.2 million naira if you want to get the exact same $10,000. You are going to get this very soon. In this situation, 400 naira is the bid price, while 420 naira is the ask price. Remember, I told you ask price is usually higher than bid price. So let's go back to the example. You know, you receive 10,000 naira from your friend. Now, the CBN told you that 400 naira is the exchange rate if you want to if you want to exchange the dollar for naira. So now they give you 4 million naira in exchange of $10,000. So 400 naira here is the exchange rate, and it is the bid price. It is the price that the buyer, which is the bank here, are willing to buy your dollar from you. I hope you get it now. Now let's go to the second scenario. Now you want if you walk into the same bank and have an emergency, now they will tell you that the exchange rate is $420, 420 naira if you want to get the dollar. Now you are the one buying. So this is here you can use it to I can use it to explain the ask price for you because it is the selling price. They are selling the dollar to you now. You have become the buyer and they are the ones selling the dollar to you. So if you want to buy the dollar from them, then they are going to exchange it for you at the rate of 420 naira. I hope you get the concept now. Here, by the bid price is 400 naira, and here the ask price is 420 naira. The bid price is 400 naira because it is the buying price. It is the price that the bank is buying from you. Here, the ask price is 420 naira. It is the price that the bank is selling the dollar to you. So the bank now they are going to make profit because they are selling at a higher rate than they bought from you. I hope you get the concept now. This is a very, very practical and simple concept. So you can always come back to this video if you don't understand it, and then for clarity. Let me explain again. If you receive $10,000, walk into a bank, they exchange it for you at the rate of 400 naira. The 400 naira is the bid price because it is the price that the banks are buying the dollar from you. They are exchanging it at the rate of $400. Now, if you want to collect the $10,000 back, they might tell you the exchange rate is now $420. The $420 here is the ask price. It is the price that the bank are willing to sell to you. I hope you get it now. So 400 naira is the bid price, while 420 naira is the ask price. So the bid price is the price that buyers also in forex are willing to buy, while the ask price is the price that sellers are willing to sell. I hope you get it now. So what the above means is that if you place a buy order in the forex market, it will activate for you using the ask price. Remember, ask price is the price that sellers are willing to sell to you. Who is the buyer? You are the buyer here, and you want to place a buy order in the forex market. Here you are dealing with your broker. In the forex market, I told you your broker is the one that will give you access to the financial market. So if you are placing a buy order, it means you are the buyer. So the order will be activated for you using the ask price because the brokers are the ones that are selling to you. Who is the buyer? You are the buyer here. So your brokers are the sellers. So they will activate for you using the ask price, which is the selling price, their own selling price. So reverse is the case when you place a sell order in Forex. It would activate for you using the bid price. Remember that the bid price is the price. Sorry about that. Okay. Remember that the bid price is the price that buyers are willing to buy from you, who is the seller. So if you're in the Forex market and you want to place a sell order, now you are the seller. You want to sell. So your broker will activate that order for you using the bid price because they are the buyer here and you are the seller. Remember, you want to place a sell order. So your broker are the ones that are buying now. So they'll activate it for you using the bid price, which is the buy-in price. So I hope you get the concept of bid and ask price now. And if you don't understand it, you can always recap and rewatch this particular section for more understanding. So to avoid this video from being too long, I'm going to be stopping here and we're going to be continuing the next section from what a spread is. So thank you and watch out for the next section.